Imagine a fish so sneaky, it fooled the smartest minds on Earth for over a century. We're talking about the coelacanth, a prehistoric oddball that scientists thought vanished 66 million years ago, only to pop up alive and well in 1938, smirking at everyone who'd written it off. This is the tale of how it pulled off the ultimate disappearing act, turning the science world upside down and proving nature's got a wicked sense of humor. So buckle up, grab your imaginary scuba gear, and let's dive into this wild story, because it's got more twists than a sea serpent's tail. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We're all about uncovering the weirdest, wildest corners of nature. Today's star is the coelacanth, a fish so bizarre it's like the Loch Ness Monster's less camera-shy cousin. For over 100 years, scientists were dead certain this thing was extinct, a fossilized footnote from the dinosaur days. Then, out of nowhere, it shows up alive, making everyone look like they'd flunked biology 101. How'd it pull that off? Let's start at the beginning and work our way to the big reveal. Our story kicks off in the 1830s, when paleontologists were elbow-deep in rocks, digging up the past like it was a treasure hunt. They're finding dinosaur bones, ancient shells, and then, bam, these funky fish fossils with thick scales and lobed fins. They name it the coelacanth, a word that sounds like a sneeze crossed with a cough. These fossils are everywhere: Germany, Greenland, North America, stretching back 400 million years. Scientists get excited because this isn't just any fish. Those fleshy, bony fins look like they're halfway to being legs, hinting it might be a missing link between sea critters and land dwellers like us. See these fins? They're why the coelacanth was a fossil world rock star. They're not flimsy like a goldfish's. They've got bones, almost like stubby arms. Scientists thought, whoa, this fish was dreaming of dry land. They pegged it as a key player in the evolution game, part of the crew that eventually crawled out of the water and started the tetrapod party. Amphibians, reptiles, us. But here's where the plot thickens. The youngest fossils they found were 66 million years old, from the end of the Cretaceous. That's when the asteroid smashed into Earth, wiped out the dinosaurs, and they assumed the coelacanth too. Extinct. Done. Over. Or so they thought. For the next 100 years, that's the gospel everyone swallowed. From the 1830s to the 1930s, textbooks preached it, museums showcased it, professors nodded sagely. The coelacanth was a goner, a prehistoric has-been. But while scientists were busy patting themselves on the back, this fish was out there in the ocean, living its best life, totally unbothered. It stayed off the radar until one fateful day in 1938, when it decided to crash the party and blow everyone's minds. And that's where our next chapter starts, on a fishing boat off South Africa. Fast forward to December 22nd, 1938, a fishing trawler's chugging along near the Shalumna River off South Africa's east coast. The captain, Hendrik Goosen, hauls in his catch and spots something weird in the pile. He's no scientist, but he knows a museum curator named Marjorie Courtenay Latimer who loves oddities, so he gives her a shout. Hey, got some fish here, want a peek? Marjorie heads to the docks, digs through the slimy heap, and pulls out this thing. It's 5 feet long, bright blue, covered in armored scales, with lobed fins and a triple tail. It's no cod, that's for sure. Marjorie's like, what the heck is this? She's not a fish expert, but she knows it's special. She sketches it, tries to preserve it. Spoiler, she's not great at taxidermy, and fires off a letter to her buddy, J.L.B. Smith, a big-shot fish scientist. Smith gets the note on Christmas Eve, sees the drawing, and nearly chokes on his eggnog. He recognizes it instantly, a coelacanth, alive. In 1938, the fossil fish that was supposed to be extinct for 66 million years. This is the moment the coelacanth goes from dead to dazzling, and the science world loses its collective mind. The discovery hits like a tsunami. Smith names it *Latimeria shalumnae*. After Marjorie and the river, and the press goes nuts. Fish rises from the grave. It's a sensation, like finding a dodo bird in your backyard. Scientists are reeling because they'd been so sure this thing was gone. For over a century, they'd built this neat little story. Coelacanth dies out with the dinos. End of chapter. Now, here it is, fresh as a, well, not a daisy, but you get it. So, how did dodge extinction and fool everyone for so long? That's the million-dollar question, and it's all about where it was hiding. Turns out, The coelacanth's a pro at playing hide and seek. It lives deep, hundreds of feet down, in pitch-black caves off South Africa and Madagascar. Back in the fossil days, it swam in shallower waters, but sometime after the asteroid, it ditched the shallows for the abyss. Down there, it's got no predators, no spotlight, just a quiet life in the cold, murky dark. Those old fossils stopped showing up because it moved where fossils don't form as easily. Deep sea real estate. It's like it ghosted the surface world and left us guessing. In the deep, it's a chill operator. Those lobed fins, not for speed, they're for drifting, hovering like a submarine. It hunts squid and small fish with a lazy, I'll eat when I feel like it attitude. And get this, its skull's hinged so it can open its mouth crazy wide to snatch prey. Plus, it's got an electrosensory snout, built-in radar for the dark. No wonder it stayed hidden. It's a stealth fish, built to vanish while the rest of us were busy digging up its old bones. So, for over 100 years, from those first fossils in the 1830s to 1938, scientists were totally duped. They thought extinction was a done deal, but the coelacanth was like, nah, I'm fine. It didn't need to evolve much. Its deep-sea gig was perfect. While dinos crashed and mammals took over, it just kept swimming, unchanged, a living fossil in the truest sense. That 1938 catch proved it was still out there, and later, in 1998, another population popped up in Indonesia. 2 species, *chalumni** and *menedoensis*, still kicking. The con was up, but the coelacanth wasn't done surprising us. Let's break down why this fish is so wild. Its scales are like tank armor, thick, bony, not flimsy. It's got a notochord, not a spine, just a jelly tube, super old school. It gives birth to live babies, up to 26 mini coelacanths hatching inside her. And its oily liver keeps it buoyant, floating like a specter. This thing's a time capsule with fins, and that's why it fooled us. It didn't need to change when everything else did. That century of being wrong taught scientists a lesson. Extinct doesn't always mean gone. The coelacanth's a Lazarus taxon, stuff that disappears from fossils, then reappears alive. It's not alone. Think Laotian rock rats or funky shrimp, but it's the poster child. That 1938 moment wasn't just a shock. It was a reminder that nature's sneaky, and it keeps us humble, knowing we don't have it all figured out. So, there you have it, the coelacanth's 100-year prank, from fossil fame to living legend. It fooled scientists by hiding in the deep, living its quiet life while we wrote it off. Next time you think something's gone for good, remember this fish. Hit that like button, share this with your crew, and tell me in the comments, what's the weirdest thing you think's still out there? Stick around for more wild tales. See you next time.